Welcome back to eSIMstudios. We're going to do a little wireless charging test. I put out a video yesterday in regards to the article D-Brand put out. Well, it wasn't an article. They did a social, I think it was on X or Twitter, a social media post stating about the inaccuracies of the Samsung's claim of 25 watt fast wireless charging and how it was essentially inaccurate and how it does not enable fast wireless charging, 25 watt fast wireless charging with the S26 Ultra on some of the Samsung cases or other cases. So as you can see here, I think I ran the batteries down too much. The S26 Ultra is on 3. The S25 Ultra is on 4. So I may have to pause this and charge it like 15 so it doesn't burn out on me. But we're going to do a little test. So here, real quick before we get into the test, I have a bunch of wireless charging cases. Well, cases with the rings, 2 Samsung official cases, and then just aftermarket cases. I also have a 25 watt wireless charger here. Now, in order to get fast wireless charging, Samsung has implemented the wireless charging standard 2.2. That's the absolute latest and greatest fast wireless charging. I think the S25 Ultra has wireless charging 2.0, but that only goes up to 15 watts wireless charging. I purchased a version wireless charging standard 2.2 25 watt fast wireless charger. This is not the official Samsung charger, but we're going to give it a try. The stock Samsung wireless charger is mad expensive. So if you want to save a few bucks, I'll link this down below. And I have charging the Podix charging stand 5-in-1 charger. I'm going to link that down below as well. I freaking love this thing. This one port here gets 140 watts. So it says here you're going to at least need a 30 watt wireless charger. Now, in order to enable Samsung fast wireless charging at 25 watts, the version 2.2, I believe they require their 60 watt charger, which is mad expensive too. So if you want to save a few bucks, we'll see if we can enable 25 watt fast wireless charging. Before we jump into it real quick, look at how poor the charging speeds are on the S25 Ultra. And if you're like, well, wait a second, it says it's 140 watts. Why is it only at 6 watts? Well, this is on the beta software. This is on, the S25 Ultra is on One UI 8.5 beta, and it freaking sucks. Takes forever to charge it, and the battery life sucks. So it's basically got this thing unusable at this point. As you can tell, 140 watts. It's only charging at 8 watts over there, and then it's only charging at 3 amps at the most right now. It's sitting right around 2 amps. Like, what the hell is going on? Yesterday I pulled 11 amps on this and put it up to basically 58 watts. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. What are we at here? 5%. Watch this. Watch the numbers jump. And then we'll get into the wireless charging test. I just want to show you what we're dealing with here. So you can see it's already going up to 25 watts here, 33, 35, 40, 44, 48. Look at the amps. Woo! Holy crap, 10 amps. Are you shitting me? 11 amps. That's the most I've ever seen on any phone I've ever tested. Yes, even more than OnePlus. I am using a OnePlus cord, which does actually can transfer a higher current, more amps than the stock Samsung cable. I think that goes up to 4 or 5 amps. Well, this is obviously freaking over 11 amps, which is insane. And you can see the wattage too. Now, this will jump. It was at what, 3? We're at 5 now. You can literally watch this scale up. It goes a percentage every 30 seconds. So we'll give it a tiny bit of juice. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'll probably need to plug this in for a second. See, it already went up to 6. So we've gone up, what, a few percent in just a minute or two. This is at 5%. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to unplug this real quick. See, it's already at 7. So this thing is blazing. I mean, look, it's not OnePlus fast charging, but look, it may be one step under. It's a huge jump up from this. So added bonus, that is one good thing that Samsung added into this phone. You may not like the display, but it charges fast. So I freaking love this. I love fast charging. It's probably one of my favorite features with these phones. Look, it's already at 9%. I've only had it plugged in for a minute or two. All right, let's put it back in here, and I'll show you how bad One UI Beta 8.5 is. Now, let me open this up while that doesn't charge fast. Well, it's jumping up in amps. What are we at? 37 watts? Well, shit. Maybe that did the trick. I don't know. Unplugging it and plugging it back in. But, yeah, it looks like it did the trick. And we're up to 7 amps and 36 watts. And this goes up to 45 watts. Now, I'll let that do its own thing. And we're going to open this up and start this charging test to see what we got here. So let's see. Now I'm going to plug this wireless charger into here. So it's going to be getting 140 watts. And now this thing also, this will get 100 watts. This will get 100 watts. And then these are, I think, 30. With the Type A's are, I think, 30. But when you just got one plugged in, it charges very fast. So let's see what we got here. Move this to the side. Pull. Actually, that one has the. We'll pull this one out since it doesn't have the plastic on it. Just like that. Move the other one to the side. Now let's see real quick before we get started. What is it telling me? So it'll take. Okay. You've got to have a 30 watt adapter. Well, I got 140, so that should be good. Let me open this up a little bit. We'll get started. Okay, so let's try the Samsung cases first and see what we got here. So let's go ahead and slap this on. And the app that I'm using is AMPERE. AMPERE app is awesome. I'll link that down below as well. Let me turn my notifications off because I continually get notifications. Okay, so we got the Samsung case on. Let's go ahead and take this out. Let's go ahead and plug that in. And let's get started. Does this thing light up? What does this say? Magnetic wireless charger input 12 volts, 3 amps, output 25 watts, 1510. Okay. All right, whatever. So, let's go ahead and give it a try. Samsung case. If you like it, I'll link it below. I'll link everything below. So, what if you're looking for it, you'll find it down below in the description box. Simply click the title and it'll expand the description box. All right, so let's see. Super fast wireless charging. Well, let's find out. Now, you'll be able to find the watts on here, and we will be able to find the amperage on here. Doesn't look too good right now, huh? So, and that's the other thing that pisses me off is that Samsung, well, it's creeping up there. Samsung is essentially requiring you to purchase their proprietary products to enable super fast wireless charging at 25 watts, which is insane, which is stupid. Pisses me off. You're probably going to hear me say that a couple times because they're essentially turning into Apple, and I freaking hate it. That's one reason why I despise Apple is because of this bullshit. And now Samsung looks like they're doing the same thing. Now, it looks like that's the best we're going to get. 5 watts, 4 watts, 5 watts, 700 milliamps. Essentially 0.7 amps. Now, I think it has to do with the magnets. So what somebody was saying is that actually to enable wireless charging 2.2, it says 2, but in the description of this on Amazon, it says 2.2. You have to have magnets enable the charging standard. So if you have a strong magnet on your case, it communicates with the phone, with the wireless charging coils inside the phone. If you have a strong magnet, apparently that enables wireless charging 2.2. Let's see. So Samsung cases don't work. Let's do this. Let's move this Samsung case to the side since we're not going to be able to try that. I have a cheap aftermarket case, a cheap Temu case. Don't judge. Looks pretty cool, but we'll give it a try. Now, Thinborn has got very, very strong magnets up in here. What are these? 25 in Frisco, Texas. Okay. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. $5 watts. Ooh, 8 watts. What do you know? What do you know? So that's 9 watts. Essentially, I think did it go up to 10? It's sitting at 9. And we get essentially right under 2 amps. So it looks like this enables a second level of charging. So this Samsung wireless charger enables wireless charging standard 1.0. Whoop-de freaking do. 5 watts, 1 amp, which sucks. It'll take you forever to charge your phone. Thinborn has much stronger magnets in the back of their case, and that enables wireless charging standard, I think 1.5, which bumps it up to 10 watts and 2 amps. Now, the stronger the magnets you get, I'm assuming that person that mentioned that, I think I saw it on Reddit, that theory makes sense so far. Now, you can see it jumping back and forth. That theory makes sense so far from what the numbers we got earlier. I don't know what it's doing now. That the stronger the magnets, the higher the charging standard. Wireless charging 1.0 is 5 watts. Wireless charging standard 1.5 is 10 watts. Wireless charging standard 2.0 is at 15 watts. Wireless charging standard 2.1, 20 watts. Wireless charging standard 2.2 at 25 watts. I believe. Don't quote me, but the higher the standard, the higher the watts. You can see the phone jumping up to 10 watts, right? Up to 1.5 now, 1.6 amps. It looks like, it's getting adjusted. And we will try another case here in just a second. Is that as high as it's going to go? Yeah. Okay, let's try another case. Let's pull this off here. I think that's as good as it's going to get with that. Move that to the side. We shall try Nilkin. It looks like it's got the same kind of ring that the that the Samsung chargers have in them. Let me turn that off because I keep on hitting buttons. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each one because I think I already know the outcome. I think the stronger the magnets, the better your charging speeds are going to be. And I think the Thinborn has the strongest magnets out of all these cases. It looks like just that little ring is just going to be at 5 watts, essentially 1 amp. And then if so some of these cases though, you cannot clearly see the magnets. You don't know how strong they are, right? If it just has that little ring, probably not going to be that strong. But if they're exposed like Thinborn is, though you can tell that's not your average magnet. And these are super strong. That's why I love Thinborn. They always got strong magnets, but as you could tell, it also charges your phone faster wirelessly. And this goes for the same thing if you have a wireless car charger or anything else. So it looks like we're going to max out there. So let's take that off. Let's put on the cheap Temu case. I doubt this will work well, but we shall find out. Doesn't it look cool? It was like $5. Damn, where did my S Pen go? Oh well. Man, that is a weak freaking magnet. It doesn't even hold this. Holy crap, that sucks. That's why it was $5, okay? Oh shit. Don't judge. I thought it looked cool, but apparently wireless charging doesn't even work with this thing. Let's see. 3 watts. Wow. Well, it's up 9, 10. So I was going to say maybe, oh shit. What do you know? So hold up. So how does this cheap Temu case charge my phone faster wirelessly than the freaking arm and a leg expensive Samsung case? That, my friends, is bullshit. These are the absolute cheapest cases Samsung carries, and these are like $50. And then they have even more expensive cases that are like $80. So how is this $5 Temu case that barely hangs on here, how is this charging it faster than a Samsung case? Explain that to me. Now, if that's not bullshit, I don't know what is. Okay, so 10 watts, 1.6 amps, right? Let's give the Crave case, damn it, a try. Slap it in there. Let's go back. Let's test this out. That goes on there nice and tight. That's not going anywhere. Crave does not make cheap cases. I mean, they're not expensive, but you know what I mean. They're not Temu cheap. Oh boy, what a mess Samsung got here. Their wired charging improved by leaps and bounds, but they gotta fix this wireless charging thing. This is a complete joke. What the freak is going on? What a mess. Who wants to plug their phone in wirelessly? If it charges it this slow, not everybody is going to buy a Samsung wireless charger. Not everybody is going to buy a 60-watt fast charging brick. Just those two items alone are like $150. Who's going to do that? All right? I mean, I'm sure some people will, but it's a very low percentage. Most people, like myself, don't want to spend an arm and a leg on accessories. You already spend $1,500 on this phone. Why are you going to charge me an extra $150 just to properly charge it wirelessly? Like, most people are going to get a Nilkin case and maybe a cheap Temu case, right? And hell, maybe even splurge, what do you know, on a factory Samsung case. Well, maybe get a wireless charger and got a brick hanging around the house, charging brick. So we got to spend extra money just to benefit from the super fast wireless charging at 25 watts. That is ridiculous. All right, well, I've had enough of this test. This is freaking dumb. Now, just to give you let's try this. Let me try, where's my Nilkin case for the S25 Ultra, just for comparisons. Let's see the wireless charging on the S25 Ultra. Has it improved? I doubt it. Let's give it a try. And then after that, I'm not going to try all these cases for the S25 Ultra. What I'm going to do is do a charging plugged in test real quick, just to let you see the difference again, to make sure. So it's even worse on the S25 Ultra. Again, this is on beta software, so take it for what you will. but it's not good. Now, just to verify, let's put a Spigen Caseology case on there. See what we get. Nice and tight. Ah, man. What a joke. All right. Well, I've seen enough. Well, damn. So, it looks like their claims of, holy crap, look at that. It's going up to 15 watts, 16 watts, 17 watts, 19 watts. What is going on? I was about to unplug it. Thank God I didn't. Wow. So the S25 Ultra, is this the S25 Ultra? Yes, could have fooled me. The S25 Ultra charges faster wirelessly than the S26 Ultra. That's right, folks. I don't know how this is. I don't know how and or why Samsung is doing this, but it charges. Look, I would be okay. This is what I would expect. 19, 17, 20 watts, 3 amps. This is what I would expect on the S26 Ultra. Or these numbers, right? If I plugged in my S26 Ultra wirelessly with a Samsung case or a Milken case or a Thinborn case and got these numbers, like, all right, that's cool. It's always going to be a little bit under what it's rated at, right? If it's rated at 25 watts, but you get 19, 20, 21, a little bit under, you're never going to hit what it's rated at, right? It's always going to be under, whether it's plugged in or wireless. So if I got 17 watts, 19 watts, and I got 3 amps, I'd be like, cool. All right, well, it appears it's getting fast wireless charging. I probably wouldn't even make a video. I'd be like, all right, cool, that works. Next. But the simple fact that we've gone through all these cases, Samsung cases, aftermarket cases, and then the very last test I do, and it's laughable that it appears you have to buy their proprietary items. It's laughable that the very last test I do is on the S25 Ultra, and it charges way faster wirelessly than the S26 Ultra. That's embarrassing. Now, I'm I'm not going to be a broken record, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a joke. So, all right. Well, we've seen enough. I've done enough bitching. I can't believe we're at this freaking point still. And I don't even wirelessly charge my phone that much. And this is why. Why have your device on a charging device, whether it's plugged in, whether it's wireless or plugged in? Why would I charge my device wirelessly and it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours to charge wirelessly, when I can plug my phone in, especially with the S26 Ultra plugged in, and it charges in 49 minutes? Why would I sit here for 2 hours doing this? Makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. No, I don't have it. I'm pissed off. I don't want to look for it. Why would I even attempt to wirelessly charge it? This is a joke. And that's why I don't have that. That's why I had to order some wireless chargers. I just don't use it. Now, in my car, I have one. But, it is what it is. But this is a joke. So, Samsung, I will applaud you for improving wired charging speeds. Hold up. Why is it climbing? What the freak is going on? So why did it give me... Why are we at 18 watts right now and 3 amps? When I tested all these cases for the S26 Ultra and it was at like 5 watts, 1 amp. What the hell's going on here? See, this is... Okay, so I think this is at wireless charging standard, what, 2.1? Because I think it needs to be over 20 watts to be at... again, you're never going to reach the rated amount. So 25 watts wireless charging standard 2.2 is 25 watts, excuse me. But it'd probably be anything over 20. So 21, 22, 23. Now, it hasn't gotten over 20. So I think we're at 2.1. Now, I'm not saying Samsung doesn't have 2.2 wireless charging standard, but I'm just saying it's reaching wireless charging standard 2.1 because that would be at 20 watts. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm a little confused here of why this is occurring. I don't know what the freak is going on. Now, I'm going to have to... Hang on, guys. Don't leave me right now. I'm going to end this here in just a second. I am going to try Mr. Thinborn one more time to see if we can reach those same speeds on aftermarket case. Come on. Come on. It's like hit or miss, right? It's like... Come on. Don't go down. Go up. Okay, we're at 1.7 amps. Come on. Come on. Get over 10. Come on. Well. Yo, 0 watts? Yo, what is going on? Y'all saw it. I didn't move that. Did I buy... What the hell? Hang on. Saying, I'm going to try this real quick. See, it's losing its... It's like it's getting unplugged and then jumping back down to 0. Is it the wireless charger? Please don't tell me it's the wireless charger. Plug that sucker in. Oh boy, let's see what we get. Well, that is weird because y'all saw I didn't move it and it's acting like it's got unplugged. It's jumping back down to 0 watts, man. This whole wireless charging thing on this phone is a freaking mess. Maybe this is another way for them to force you to buy their own wireless charger. Because that is not cool. Now, it appears it's going to be... The max is going to be 10 watts, 1.7 amps. It's like on the last one that I chose. Now, let me do this before we get out of here. I don't think that's going to go any higher. Jump back down. Let me do this. Samsung case, one last time. Got a new wireless charger, the other one that came in a box. Is that tight? Yeah. All right, let's see. Well, it looks like it just does what it wants to. I don't see any normalcy. I don't see any consistency with this wireless charging. The watts are jumping all over the place. The amps are jumping all over the place. I was using that black case, wasn't I, when we got those real good numbers, right? Black Samsung case. This is the one case I got with. That would really suck if it was really that case specific, meaning it may like this case a little bit more than that case. You know, it's like, why should that matter? Like, you would think if it's rated at a certain wattage. And look, I didn't even touch it. This is a complete joke. Yo. So, as you can tell, very inconsistent. I got those really good speeds up to 20, 19, 17, 20 watts and 3 amps. With his black case a few minutes ago, and now it keeps on disconnecting. 4 watts, 0.6 amps. This is a complete shit show over here. So wired charging is good. Let me show. That's not going anywhere. Let me show you this real quick. Let me show you how fast this thing charges up, and I think y'all saw. Oh, duh! It helped to plug this in. Check this out. Their wired charging is badass, but wireless charging is a complete joke. Look at that. Look at those numbers climb. Wow. Wow. Tell me, when have you seen those numbers on a Samsung phone? Never. Never. So I could honestly, and I'll probably, I'm not going to bore y'all. I'll probably get out of here in a second, but I could sit here all day. That's how nerdy I am, and watch this thing charge up, because I'm blown away of how Samsung increased their wired charging. They just got to get their wireless charging in order. I think what's going to suck is that we're going to have to wait a whole nother year for the S27 Ultra to get their wireless charging on track, because I'm not sure a software update, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if a software update would be able to fix their wireless charging. It's probably a hardware thing, right? Because if it's that sensitive to what case you have, the magnets you have, especially if you have to have a Samsung wireless charger, Samsung cable, a Samsung 60-watt brick. I don't think a software update would, maybe I'm wrong, would fix that. But anyways, that is freaking awesome. And then let me show you again, before we get out of here, you got those numbers, pretty freaking good compared to the S25 Ultra. So I think these wireless chargers would work fine on any device. I don't think it's the wireless charger. I think these are working as they should. I think the cable's working as they should. I think this is working as it should. I think it's the phone that's the issue, not this, right? I think it's the phone that's sensitive to what you're using. This will work great on, as you could tell, for a few minutes. You got great speeds up to 20 watts. What was it? 3 amps. That's pretty freaking good for wireless charging. So this is not the issue. Damn, I got up to 9 amps on the S25 Ultra. That's good. 49. What do you get up to? 44 watts. It's rated at 45. So this is working as it should. What temp are we at? 87. We've only been plugged in for a minute. 4.3 volts. So I think this hardware is good. It's just the phone is jacked up. Not the phone, but the wireless charging is jacked up. And I think we just proved that today, that it's very inconsistent. It just depends on what day you catch it on, right? It's one of those things where you never know what you're going to get when you wireless charge it. That's why I would only use wireless charging if you had all Samsung products, or you're in a bind where that's essentially all you have. Where, like, if you have aftermarket stuff like this, if that's the only thing available, you use it. But if you can plug it in because charges freaking fast when it's plugged in. So I'm going to let y'all go. I don't want to bore y'all to death, but I do appreciate you going with me on this journey. And I guess finalizing that the wireless charging, well, I guess there's one last thing I need to do, which I guess I'll have to do, is buy the Samsung 60-watt brick and their wireless charger and test that, because it's obvious that aftermarket charging sucks, very inconsistent. You never know what you're going to get. So appreciate the time. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you have the Samsung wireless charger and the Samsung 60-watt brick, and you're using the phone, the brick, and the wireless charger from Samsung. Let me know what speed you're getting using the AMPERE app. I'm going to link all of this stuff down below in the description box. Pick you up one of these. This thing is freaking awesome. Check this out. You can extend this. So if you only need to pull it out to charge your earpods, you can just move it to the side so you don't have this long ass cable here, right? And then look, it gives you let's plug in my S26 Ultra, 100 watts, 140 watts. It'll break down the speeds for each device. How cool is that? And you got 30 watts for type A. And you can change the display right here. And you can see C1, C2, and C3. Very cool. So, very neat little Podix device. I did a review on this, but I'll link everything down below. If you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments. I check them every day. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be giving all of these cases away. So if you want one of these S26 Ultra cases, subscribe to and I got way more behind me. Subscribe to the eSIMstudios YouTube channel. We do giveaways on our live stream. Not every day, but probably every other day, a few times a week. And we conduct our giveaways while we're live streaming. So we go over the news, talk about all the hot topics for the tech topics for the day. But I do appreciate the time. The Nothing Phone 4A Pro that I ordered, I think is going to be shipped tomorrow. At the latest, I'll have it in a few days. Got overnight shipping with that, so hopefully we'll get it here by Saturday. If not, we'll have it maybe Monday or Tuesday, so we'll have Nothing Phone 4A Pro content to review. And I got more S26 Ultra case reviews, camera reviews, battery charging reviews, all sorts of stuff. So appreciate the time. Thank you for watching. Please be safe. And as always, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.